Why humans don't eat carnivores? Imagine this. A tiger eats a cow,
Yummy.
and then you eat the tiger. Sounds like a powerful meal, right? But here's the strange part. If humans tried to live like that, we would starve. And the reason why might completely change how you see the food on your plate. So why don't humans eat carnivorous animals? The answer lies in ecology, biology, and a rule of nature that quietly controls almost every ecosystem on Earth. Look at what we actually eat. Take a moment and think about the animals humans eat most often. Beef, chicken, pork, lamb, goat. Almost all of them have something in common. They are herbivores or omnivores that mostly eat plants. But there's something missing from this list. You almost never see people farming or eating predators. No tiger farms. No lion steaks. No wolf barbecue. And this pattern appears everywhere on Earth. From Asia to Europe to the Americas. Human agriculture almost always focuses on animals that eat plants. This isn't just tradition. It's actually the result of several powerful biological and ecological forces. To understand why, we need to look at three key reasons: difficulty, energy, and toxins. The first reason is simple. Predators are terrible farm animals. Predators are extremely difficult to raise. In nature, carnivores survive by hunting, and hunting requires space. A single tiger, for example, may control a territory that stretches over hundreds of square kilometers. Wolves roam huge distances. Lions dominate massive areas of savanna. This behavior makes them very different from animals like cows or sheep. Herbivores can live together peacefully in large groups. Predators usually cannot. They are territorial, aggressive, and sometimes extremely dangerous. Now imagine trying to run a farm full of animals that are designed by evolution to kill. The farmer wouldn't just be raising livestock. The farmer might actually become lunch. But the bigger problem is food. Carnivores don't eat grass. They eat meat, which means to raise one tiger, you must first raise many other animals just to feed it. Economically, that's a nightmare. You're not producing food. You're converting one animal into food for another animal. And that leads to the second, much deeper reason. The 10% rule of energy in ecology. There is a famous principle called the 10% rule. It describes how energy moves through a food chain. When energy passes from one level of the food chain to the next, only about 10% of that energy is preserved. The other 90% is lost. Lost as heat. Lost through movement. Lost through metabolism. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine a field of grass containing about 10,000 kilocalories of energy. If a cow eats that grass, the cow's body only converts about 10% of that energy into meat. So the cow ends up storing roughly 1,000 kilocalories. Now imagine a tiger eating that cow. Once again, only about 10% of the energy transfers upward. That means the tiger may only gain about 100 kilocalories of usable biomass. So the energy pyramid looks like this. Grass, 10,000 calories, cow, 1,000 calories, tiger, 100 calories. Now imagine humans deciding what to eat. If we eat the cow directly, we gain 10 times more energy than if we wait for a tiger to eat the cow first. And that difference is enormous. If humans tried to farm predators for food, we would need vast amounts of land, plants, and herbivores just to produce tiny amounts of carnivore meat. Nature simply doesn't make that system efficient. But there is still one more hidden reason, and it involves something accumulating quietly inside the bodies of predators. Toxins rise up the food chain. The third reason involves a process called bioaccumulation. In the natural world, small amounts of toxins exist everywhere. Heavy metals like mercury and lead, chemical pollutants, pesticides. These substances often cannot be completely removed by the body. So when a small animal eats contaminated plants, tiny amounts of toxins stay inside its tissues. Then a predator eats hundreds of those animals. And the toxins from all those prey begin to concentrate in the predator's body. This process is called biomagnification. Every step higher in the food chain increases toxin levels. For example, small fish contain small amounts of mercury. Large fish that eat many smaller fish contain much more mercury. And top predators often carry the highest concentrations of all. This is why health guidelines sometimes warn people not to eat too much large predatory fish. Because toxins build up near the top of the food chain. The same principle applies to land animals. Predators tend to accumulate more environmental toxins than herbivores, which makes them less ideal as food. Why human diets follow ecology, so when we combine all three factors, the pattern becomes obvious. Predators are dangerous and difficult to farm. Energy transfer makes them incredibly inefficient as food, and toxins accumulate at the top of the food chain. For thousands of years, human agriculture naturally adapted to these realities. Instead of raising predators, humans domesticated animals that convert plants into meat efficiently. Cows, chickens, pigs, sheep. These animals sit much lower in the food chain, making them far more practical sources of food. In a way, our diets are not just cultural choices. They are shaped by the physics of energy and the biology of ecosystems. So the next time you see beef or chicken on a plate, remember something surprising. That meal is the result of a hidden rule that governs life on Earth. Energy flows upward through ecosystems, but it becomes weaker with every step. And that is why humans almost never eat the hunters at the top of the food chain.